Right, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, greetings from the United Kingdom. I've been working my rear all day to get some shitty stuff from Darth Dawkins, and I think I've managed it. Right, I'm using OBS Studio, so been doing a little bit of montages here there. So let's see if it works. Okay, I'm going to review a video from Clubhouse debate. Whereby, as usual, Darth Dawkins is being an asshole. Okay, so let me shift over to the main screen. Here we go. Right, okay. So yes, let it be known, ladies and gentlemen, that from now on I will call Darth Dawkins Darthie Poo. This came about when I was listening to a video from Kenny Rodhe, or Kenny Rhodes, or whatever. Yeah, he's another pre-supper, right? There is the spitting image of Darth Dawkins, but the nice version. So, just to give you an example, if Darth Dawkins is the devil, Kenny Rodhe would be God. Just to give you an analogy, is the opposite, right? This gentleman, Kenny Rodhe, is a very nice guy, but he's also a pre-supper, so he's another idiot, okay? But he's a nice idiot, basically, okay? So let's hear the video. Where are we? Presentation.
So the proposition isn't, it only exists as a concept, not as an abstraction, not as something that's concrete.
Oh, so I can't be agnostic to the concept.
Right, this gentleman, LSF, which is a moderator in this clubhouse, he's talking to Darthie Poo, right? And he's saying that can he be agnostic to an idea, right? To a concept? Of course he fucking can, right? So this guy LSF, he can vent in anything and says, no, I do not agree, or I don't know if this, or I don't know the other. It's just in his mind. Okay, just put it in the way. He's not talking about the real world. He's just talking about here as a concept.
You could about some things.
Oh, so Darthie Poo is saying to this guy that he can only be agnostic in certain things. How fucking hypocrite!
But I mean, do you really have us? Do we really believe that you're agnostic as to whether the Eiffel Tower is made of Jello? Really?
Right, we got an English A. Okay, stupid question, stupid answer.
Well, not in temporal possibility, because it's not allowed.
Well, that's what I'm talking about right now. Okay, is the Eiffel Tower made of metal?
We know it's a stupid question, right?
Well, I'm agnostic.
Okay, all right, we're not doing this. I don't deal when people are playing ridiculous games.
Well,
a child can. Hey, dude,
don't start calling me names. I'm a moderator.
You know what pisses me off?
Hey, what pisses me off is you shouting at me. Please don't. You can mute yourself.
Remember, he's a moderator, so he cannot even respect him. He can say, "Stop being sarcastic," or "Stop making weird assumptions. Please, can you address it more seriously," or something like that. No, he's calling him a child, right? And this English guy is being polite, right? He's being polite.
God, talk to me about this. Don't shout
right.
At me.
You can fuck off. We're done.
Okay, then fuck you, you asshole.
No, I'm not being an asshole.
You make yourself look like a fucking idiot every time. Go on, fuck you. Go on, fuck off. Go on. Well, I'm not talking to you anyway.
No, hold on. Don't do anything.
Okay? I'm not being an
I'm out, Darth.
You are.
That's the end.
We're done,
I am out.
sir.
Drop the mic.
We're done. Okay? You're being...
He's being obtuse to the moderator. He's bullying the moderator. Fucking unbelievable.
Being a jerk.
Being a jerk.
Once you cross that line into being purposely obtuse, we're done. Okay?
It's not purposely obtuse, but man, it's just probably joking. Right? Winding you up. You like a little bitch, and you fucking fell for it.
What a clown. Guy goes, I'm agnostic as to whether the Eiffel Tower is made of jello.
Oh, shit.
How? Of course he's not agnostic, but you're making a fucking stupid question, right? It's like saying that you, Darthie Poo, have got your brain made out of fucking jello. He would not say, "Oh, I'm agnostic." It's just a fucking concept. You retard.
I misclicked.
Yeah, and then he wants to call me an ass. As Willy Wonka said at the end of the movie, "Good day, sir."
Well, Darth, so you said something that I...
Right, this gentleman is Murphy. Okay, he's just coming in and he wants to carry on the conversation, right? But it is very important. I'm gonna make a notice on something what this guy Murphy says.
don't quite, agree with him. Maybe you can change my mind on it.
Maybe you can change my mind on it. This is some of the videos that I have heard that Darthie Poo has never ever changed anybody from being an atheist to a Christian or to a religious person, to a religious doctrine. He has never ever done that. He's actually, Kenny Rodhe actually said that in a question. Give me 5 people that you have ever in your lame ass excuse of a life you have ever converted. 0, right? But this guy is being honest and said, "Listen, you tell me if I'm wrong, and please, I will change my mind if your information is correct or if I accept it as true."
But you said that, like, if a fact is brute, it's uninterpretable.
Yes.
And, like, just to clarify our terms, brute means it doesn't have an explanation, right?
It has no fundamental reference point as to what or why it is externally or internally.
Yeah, that just...
Remember, brute fact, we're talking about the end. Yeah, when we cannot explain it, the pillar, right, that's a brute fact. Okay? Remember, what we cannot explain. Sort of like an axiom.
That's what is that the same thing as saying, like, it doesn't have an explanation? Like, there's nothing that is true in virtue of.
There is nothing identifiable or defensible as to what or why something is.
Nothing identifiable.
Sure, yeah, so there's no reason why it is. There's no explanation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and interpretable means an agent says, like, a proposition to another agent.
Basically, what he's trying to say, that is, if I say something, I cannot explain it, it cannot be interpreted. So it becomes a brute fact.
But the agent can interpret what the other guy has in mind.
No, that's not how I'm using the term, okay?
So he's changing it. He's making a definition to suit his own purposes. That's not how am I using it. Then you're not talking to each other.
What does interpretable mean?
Interpretability does not mean that somebody invokes a conceptual explanation about a state of affairs. Interpretability means that the intelligible representation of the fact in question actually conforms to the mind of God.
Bullshit. You just made gobbledygook. That was fucking word salad. That was actually unintelligible.
Because it's the mind of God which instantiates actuality.
That's a claim. Back it up. But because you cannot back it up, you're just talking out of your fucking ass. Darthie Poo.
Oh, you're saying something like, if a fact is brute, then it isn't represented in the mind of God or something like that?
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he's saying that if we mention something that is a brute fact, it's not God making it.
Maybe that's true.
You don't have to agree with me, but what you can't disagree with is that I am accurately reflecting the Christian worldview.
You can depict your fucking worldview. That does not make it correct. Right? I can say anything about my worldview in relation to the Lords of the Ring. That is not real. But it's part of my worldview. I like it. I do this, I do that, whatever. Okay? It does not make it fucking real. But you are saying, because you mentioned your God, it is real. It is actually factual.
In the Christian worldview, facts will be in one of two categories. Either they will be creaturely or not.
Right. That also Kenny Rodhe, I'm going to put the link in the description, right, where he actually confronted about this, the creator-creature distinction, which is, that phrase is Van Til's phrase, and Darthie Poo is an idol of this guy Van Til. Okay, he invented it. It's just fucking here. Okay, it's a concept. Is a word or a set of words, right? That it doesn't mean fuck all, right? Are you making it portraying it as a fact?
If they are creaturely, they derive and depend upon the mind, the purpose, and the plan of God. And
if they're creaturely, you mean us.
therefore, God is the first interpreter.
God is the first interpreter. How do you get to that? First of all, you have to prove your God fucking exists in the first place before using philosophy, before using any fucking shit excuses. Prove that bitch exists in the first place. Then we can start having a conversation about what attributes or what qualities within the your imaginary friend is all about.
Okay.
Right. But like
Now,
an atheist is gonna
let
say.
me just finish. I'll be real quick. If it is not, if the fact in question is not classified or categorized as creaturely, then the only other realm that it will be in, from within the Christian perspective, is that it would be brute. But in the Christian worldview, there are no brute facts in actuality.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on. No brute facts. Well, your God is a brute fact, right? Because you cannot explain your God. So by definition, it is a brute fact. You actually just contradict yourself, you idiot.
But like a brute fact just means a fact that has no explanation.
Correct. So he said this guy is actually Murphy is actually making Darth Dawkins or Darthie Poo say that because we do not, or Darth Dawkins hasn't got an explanatory power for his God concept. Therefore, it has to be a brute force or brute fact.
But no, there's always going to be an explanation of something that originates, derives, depends upon the mind, the purpose, and the plan of God. Whether or not God discloses that to me or not.
Bullshit. You just created the God of the gaps. You just said the equivalent of lightning equal Thor. That's what you just said. You just use ignorance to justify a God, right? And you are just saying, I don't know the steps on how lightning came about. I'm just using that example. Therefore, God, or therefore Thor. That's basically what you've just fucking said. You said, I'm ignorant, therefore God.
Well, but like you can say something like, for example, you go to hell if you don't believe in God. And then you can keep asking, what's the explanation? And you can give maybe an explanation, but you can keep asking the question over and over again.
Okay, sir,
and it's either going to be like an infinite loop.
Okay, do you believe in God?
Right. Do you believe in God? It doesn't fucking matter what he believes. Fairy tale, Superman, Dumbo, doesn't fucking matter. Father Chris is irrelevant what he believes. It is what you transmitting. Remember, he said at the beginning that he doesn't mind being educated for him to change his mind. But you being a fucking aggressive piece of shit, right? That you're trying to say, are you religious?
Yeah, I do.
Right. He just acknowledged that he's religious. Okay? So he's saying yes to, are you religious?
Okay.
But wait, before we move on to that, let me just finish my point.
Are you Christian?
So he believes in a God, and it has to be Christian.
No, but hold on, let me just finish my question.
He said no.
Okay, so the answer is no. Okay.
So he's not. So he's not religious. Really?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim. But like, what I'm saying is that you can invoke a fact, and someone can ask what the explanation is. And then either you go into like an infinite regress of explanations, or it ends at some point. Which
Right. This guy get confused because Darth Dawkins already mentioned, because he's getting this guy's getting. Excuse me. He's getting a little bit wind up. But basically, what Darth Dawkins says, it doesn't. I don't give a shit about the explanatory power within the range of this to this. So this is whatever we say it is, and we're trying to rationalize it or explain the beginning of it. And because there are gaps, is Darth Dawkins say, it is God. The end of the gap, right, or the transition, the empty transition, it carries on being God. That's basically what he's saying, right? And the guy is getting narrow. He's got narrow-minded, and he's focusing on the transition. Right? He's arguing about the transition.
is what we call like a brute fact.
Right? We're not talking about.
Hold on. This is not about we, right? You are talking your own bullshit. There's no we there. Or are you having a conversation with somebody else? Are you having a conversation with your mother in your basement? So it says we are talking about this.
Whether or not we have immediate apprehension and that we can articulate it. Okay. What we're talking about is a brute fact. It has no identifiable or defensible, either now or in the future.
So you just acknowledge that your God is a brute fact. It is not identifiable now or ever.
Explanation for why it exists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In a God world where God is, in the creator-creature distinction,
that creator-creature distinction is fucking irrelevant. He's saying God and us. That's what he's saying. God and us. Stop your fucking Van Til bullshit approaches.
Any interpretation that is given for any state of affairs, if it does not coincide and if it's not commensurate with the mind of God.
Commensurate with the mind of God. I got a fucking jug. It does not start with a God, you idiot retard.
I.e. how God interprets it.
What do you mean that God interprets whatever, right? Does he need to interpret anything? Show us that that idiot, that alleged male, that he needs to have a dick, right? I don't know why the fuck a God male needs a dick if he's alone, but that's not here nor there, right? Why does he need an explanation? Explanatory power.
Then the human interpretation is fallacious.
Why? Fallacious. Is this mug, if I say this is a mug, a big fucking mug, right? Is this fallacious? You twat?
Yeah, so I was talking about like the same thing. I mean, there is no identifiable reason for why it is. I'm saying that you can ask for what the identifiable and defensible reason why a fact is over and over again. You can just keep asking, like you say A, I say what's the explanation? You say B, and I can keep asking C, D.
Yeah,
E.
suppose
and at the end,
suppose there's a phenomenon in outer space. I don't have a clue as to what it is.
Let's say UFO.
All right.
Yeah.
In the Christian worldview, that's not brute, because whatever it is.
So it's not brute, whatever you don't know. So we cannot say, oh shit, we don't know what it is. Right? In essence, being agnostic, I don't know what the fuck it is.
It is by virtue of the mind, the purpose, and the plan of God. Whether or not at a particular point in time I have apprehension of its actual interpretability.
That's bullshit, what you just said. So basically what you said, is that we don't know if UFOs, unidentified flying objects, exist, but it is there because of the mind and reasoning of God. That's it. That is it.
Okay.
That's called word salad. Total fucking bullshit.
You just simply say whatever that is, it originates, derives, and depends upon the plan, the purpose, and the plan of God.
Prove it. Prove that. Otherwise, you are Darthie Poo. You're talking out of your fucking rear. Right? That's a claim that you have to back it up.
Well, I think we're speaking past each other a little bit. I'm saying
most definitely.
The reason, some explanation out of space. You ask for like an explanation for that phenomenon.
Yes, Murphy. The problem that you're not getting is Darth Dawkins is pushing it to the end that says God. Whatever we don't understand, aka God. God did it. God knows it. God has a sufficient explanatory power. Whatever. Basically, God are the gaps. Yeah. If we are ignorant of any subject matter, God.
No. But then you can give a reason, and someone can keep asking. You explain one fact in virtue of another fact, right? Something about God, and then someone could keep asking, "What's the explanation? What's the explanation for that? What's the explanation for that?" And I'm saying there are two options: either you run into like an infinite chain of explanations, or at some point you're going to say there is no explanation, and that is what we call brute.
No, a brute fact.
What's the other option?
No, a brute fact is one that just simply does not have an identifiable defensible explanation as to what or why it is, externally or internally.
Right. That's it. Have you got an explanation? Well, you don't. You haven't. Right? You haven't got an explanation that would satisfy Murphy. Well, you satisfy anybody for that matter. Yeah? So that is a brute fact. It is because it is. God exists because it fucking exists.
So for any phenomenon that I might experience in this present world, I may not have immediate apprehension of certain proximate explanations as what it is. But in spite of that, I can still say that this phenomenon is creaturely. It is something that is instituted, secure.
No, first of all, is creator creaturely distinction, right? If you say creaturely, it means us.
Under the mind, the purpose, and the plan of God. So it is creaturely.
Creaturely.
Even though there may other be details about the phenomenon that I just simply are unaware of. Okay.
No, that it becomes, you have to be intellectually honest and say, I do not know. So that means I do not know if a God did it. Never mind your fucking Christian God. Okay, because you just... Anyway, no. God or the gaps.
So there's only two kinds of facts. Creaturely and not creaturely.
Not really. That's a Van Til invention. So you're talking out of your ass again.
Okay, do you understand that?
So creaturely is something about the creation, and non-creaturely is something about God.
Something that is brought into existence. It is a particular thing or state of affairs.
Brought into existence.
That originates in the mind, the purpose, and the plan of God.
Bullshit. Sorry, I nearly got stuck.
Yeah,
I should say yeah.
I'm saying that like you're going to explain the creaturely facts, maybe with some other creaturely facts, and then maybe eventually it's going to be like a godly fact, like a non-creaturely fact.
Do you accept the dichotomy that I gave you?
Right. Idiot. Darthie Poo. That is not a true dichotomy. Okay? Because to be a true dichotomy, the premises and the conclusion must be sound. Okay? If they are not sound, okay, they are a false dichotomy or false dilemma. Okay? Basically putting shit, Darthie Poo shit, into any of the premises or the conclusion, and you're saying ex facto God. You are wrong. Absolutely fucking wrong.
Yeah, sure. I accept.
Okay.
But that's error from Murphy anyway. But
So I'm saying that like you're going to explain the creaturely facts, maybe with some other creaturely facts, but eventually you're going to run into you're going to have to explain them with the non-creaturely facts, the God facts.
No,
And I'm saying those
are plenty of
facts
things that I cannot
might be
explain.
brute.
There are plenty of things that I cannot explain by concentric proximate explanations.
concentric, proximate. What the fuck are you just said? Just say I don't know. Simple.
Going backwards to the mind of God.
Mind of God, you prove it.
Because I'm not omniscient.
But
No
I'm
shit.
not talking about when I say explanation. I don't mean like something you can
okay,
explain
sir,
or you know.
What you need to make clear what your disagreement or objection is.
I'm saying that like so when I say explanation, I don't mean something you know. I just mean some like actual explanation, like an as you said, an identifiable, defensible.
Basically, prove your bullshit. That's what he's saying. Prove your bullshit.
Yeah.
Explanation.
So I can give you an explanation for a phenomenon, and I can say if there's a stellar phenomenon that I can't give you several proximate explanations. I can still give you the ultimate explanation that it originates in the plan, the purpose, and the mind of God.
God of the gaps.
Facilitate his redemptive plan of history.
Of course.
Look, Doc, I'm saying this.
Therefore, it's not. Look, it's either. I just simplified for this. You are overly complicating this. Either a putative fact is to be reckoned to be creaturely or not. It's that simple.
Okay, I'm saying this. So when someone sees a fact, right, we can ask, what is the explanation for this fact? Now,
right. What is the explanation of this fucking mug? Okay? So then you, Darthie Poo, are gonna say, okay, it's white, it's fucking big, it's got a spoon or teaspoon, blah, 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 blah. Right? And because you don't know where it was made, where was manufactured, where it was created, who was the designer of this product, right? You say, oh, aka, it was in the mind of God. That is it. That's what you're saying it. You retard.
Someone could say another fact that explains it. Now, what I'm saying is someone could keep asking the explanations of facts, like the chain of explanations.
Yeah, materials, locations, timing, whatever. Yeah.
And what's going to happen eventually is either there's going to be an infinite chain of facts.
Not really, because it ends when you establish the 3 or 4 parameters. Yeah, will come into the conclusion of the end product. Okay, you don't need to know who fucked the mother of the person who designed it. That's fucking stupid, right? You don't have to go infinite regress when you establish the parameters of that thing being built. That's it. Both of you are overcomplicating a simple fact. You just want to establish how that shit was, how did it came about. Okay, we know it. We can find out. Easy.
Or at some point, you can call them whatever, like creaturely, not creaturely. At some point, there's going to be no explanation.
There can't be an infinite chain of facts.
Okay, then there is going to be one fact at the end that doesn't have an explanation, which is what we call brute.
Right, and the opposite of brute would be.
What do you mean the opposite of brute? He just gave you he just gave you a definition of brute fact. You acknowledge, and they say, "Oh yeah, but the opposite of that is whatever."
Creaturely.
Well, look, I mean, if you agree that there's going to be a brute fact at the end,
he did agree.
You said
either you're going to accept that bruteness is the negation of creaturely, or you're not going to accept it.
Word salad. That's bullshit. You are in damage control, right? That was fucking retard.
Okay.
No, I thought brute just meant there is no explanation. Identifiable explanation, right?
Right.
Brute means that it is not designated to be creaturely.
What?
No, you said it doesn't have an identifier.
No, identifiable. You don't know where the fucking thing came from. It's simple. Not creaturely or not creaturely. Screw Van Til. He was a prick.
Well, like, identifiable
that's right, which means it is excluded from originating and being implemented and sustained in the mind, the purpose, and the plan of God.
Okay, I mean,
if something is identified as being creaturely, even though I may not be able to explain all the proximate relations, okay, it's not brute.
It's not brute, really. So you don't know where it came from, and it's not brute. Okay.
Okay, it has an external, fundamental, ultimate starting point: the mind, the purpose, and the plan of God.
Yeah, you jump. You made a leap. Well, not a leap of faith, but you made a transitional leap between unknowing, so the cap, and your imaginary friend God. You just smashed it together. Said from here to here equal God.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm failing to see how. Like, I'm failing to understand what's going on here, because you said
Correct.
that there was no brute facts. That just means a fact without an explanation, identifiable, defensible explanation.
That's because all facts are creaturely. From a Christian worldview, all facts that are not God are creaturely.
So you're not talking about fact. You're talking about the Christian version of it.
You said all facts are not brute.
Okay, do you recall when I said the creator-creature distinction? Do you recall that?
Yeah, it's called nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay, do you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah. So, like, a creaturely fact is going to be...
Something will either be God, something that is invoked, whatever it may be, it'll either be God or not God.
Yeah. A tree. My parents made me. Not God.
If it is not God, then it is by default creaturely.
Not God, therefore creaturely. Okay. Not God, therefore creaturely. So anything that you say that is creaturely is man-made.
Yeah.
It's called the creator-creature distinction.
All right.
In the creator-creature distinction worldview, there are no brute facts.
In the creator, okay.
Okay.
But let's just drop the brute thing. Does every fact, and I'm including both creaturely and non-creaturely facts, do all facts have an explanation?
Yes, they originate in the mind, the purpose, and the plan of God.
Ignorance. God of the gaps.
Okay, but how does that work? Because you keep asking what the explanation is, and you go in either an infinite chain back, which you're saying that's not possible.
You're not getting this. Okay, I'm starting to remember.
Right, he doesn't get it. So it's up to you, Darthie Poo, to make sure he understands it, or you change your bullshit approach.
Who you were from Discord.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you know the guy from 20 years ago. You can still be saying the same bullshit for 20 years and not make sense. What part you do not get about your bullshit claims?
Remembering my previous conversations with you now, where this is just, I keep on explaining the same thing over and over.
You keep on explaining the same thing, right? You don't teach somebody, you do not educate somebody by repeating the same thing again and again and again and again. That is not the way to learn. You change it, you modify it. You use, if you cannot understand it intellectually, you make it practical. You do anything, right? I teach people how to use cranes, right? I tell them, or I teach them the technical side of it. What can it cannot do. If they do not understand, I use the practical side of it, right? I show the load, I show whatever. You won't understand it. It's too fucking. It's way over your head, right? So basically, the moral story here there is always a way to teach somebody in a different way, but you're not teaching another person if you repeat 10 times the same thing, right? That means it's the teacher that is wrong. Because you're not teaching well, unless teaching is not what you want, right? And it is absolutely fucking clear that you are a narcissist, right? It is me, myself, and I, right? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you think you know it all, right? You got a special fucking hot telephone with your imaginary friend God via Van Til, right? Your fucking shitty argument, and you think you're fucking right. You're not. You're ignorant sod. You're old man, ignorant sod. Inside, you are a child in a man's body, right? You daft. Yeah, Daft Dawkins. You're mental.
Over and over again, and then you keep on repeating the same thing all over again.
Yeah, he's repeating that he doesn't know. Like I said to you before, repeating the lesson makes you a bad teacher. If the pupil doesn't get it, you are a bad teacher. If I can call it a bad teacher.
It makes no. Listen to me carefully.
Don't be. What do you mean? Listen to me carefully. If you teach somebody, don't say fucking listen to me carefully. I'm gonna say again. That's fucking stupid.
It makes no difference if I take a phenomenon, okay, and that I cannot explain every single sequential proximate ring of explanation, terminating or rather beginning in God. It makes no difference that I can't do that.
Yes, that's called God of the gaps. As a fallacy, okay? It makes you a retard, right? Philo bullshit.
Okay. The bottom line is the phenomenon in question originates with the mind, the purpose, and the plan of God.
Really? So nothingness. Your imaginary friend has got a fucking brain, not brain, a mind. Fuck the brain, right? So nothingness has got a mind, and he's got purpose, and he's got a set of instructions that he needs to do, right? Because it is the way he does it. The male God that doesn't, the male God that's got a dick that cannot use two of the functions of the dick, which is to fuck and to go for a piss, right? So he's got a dick that he cannot use. You identify your God as male, right?
Consequently, therefore, it's not brute.
I think that the reason that we're not getting anywhere is just I think you're wrong on this. That's why.
Right. Wrong, yes, because Murphy has got a set of criteria, right, that is going way above Darthie Poo's reasoning, because Darthie Poo is a scripted presupper, right, that he cannot afford to go beyond it, because otherwise his flimsy deck of cards will fucking crumble down.
Well, the reason why we're not getting where is you're not getting it, okay?
Right. The reason you're not getting it because you're not getting it. And why? Why is he not getting it? Because you are saying you are not teaching it correctly, or your information is not getting across, and repeating it exactly the same way is no way to teach anybody. But what do you know about fucking teaching?
Because I explained to you earlier, either any fact that is invoked, whatever it may be, if the fact in question is not God, then the fact within the creator-creature distinction, then by default, whatever it is, it will be creaturely. Okay? Do you accept that?
Creaturely. Right. If it's creaturely and you don't know, you are contradicting yourself. If it's creaturely, whatever the fucking that means, right, it's not God, because God is not creaturely. God is the creator in your fucking bullshit worldview, right? So creaturely is us. Are you saying that if it's done by us, it's a brute fact?
Can you repeat that?
Yes.
Whatever fact that is invoked that is not God.
Fact invoked that is not God. A white massive fucking mug, sorry. Okay? I just invoked that.
within the creator-creature distinction worldview.
Yes, creature, not creator.
Such a fact will always be creaturely.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, fine. Then you're not disagreeing with me then.
No, I'm disagreeing. I'm disagreeing that on the Christian worldview.
In a worldview.
In a worldview, do you think raising your voice makes you right? In a worldview, worldview is irrelevant. It's fact in any fucking worldview. If fact by definition is correct, right?
Where one adopts the creator-creature distinction, logically, therefore, cannot be brute facts. It's logically incoherent to say that they can coexist.
What do you mean coexist? You're talking bullshit.
Okay. A brute fact is not merely one that I just don't have an immediate.
Who's that on the background? There's fucking moderators here. Can't say to anybody or mute everybody except Darthie Poo and Murphy.
It means that there is no identifiable, defensible final reference point or starting point, meaning the mind of God.
The thing that we're disagreeing on is that on the Christian worldview, you're gonna have to
fucking seagulls.
You're kind of committed to there being facts that don't have any explanations. I'm saying that you're kind of committed to that position, and you're saying you're not.
Wrong.
And that's a disagreement.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I think you don't know what you're talking about.
All facts have an explanation in that they originate in virtue of the mind, the purpose, and the redemptive plan of human history of God, the God of.
Right. So you slapping the gap, the ignorance gap. You're getting rid of the ignorant gap, and you're saying we don't know. This is we don't know the actual gap, and saying we are saying this exists or this exists, right? We don't know, therefore God. Fucking retard.
Bible.
And it has to be the God of the Bible. Of course it does.
Okay, so let me just explain, put out my whole case up there, and then you listen to it, and you tell me at the end.
We're not doing this.
Oh, you're not doing that. So you don't give a shit about educating somebody. They could be misinformed, and your excuse is I've repeated it 10 times. I am right.
We're done, sir. I've already gone over.
Okay, well, I'll explain to the rest of the room.
I remember my conversation with you from Discord. Every conversation that I had with you on Discord, okay, because you jogged my memory, this is the same routine every time I spoke with you, okay?
Right.
This is a personality problem that you have.
It's not personality problem, right? If you are teaching 10 people, right, and one of them doesn't get it, repeating the same problem the same way is the problem of the teacher, not the pupil. You are the idiot.
Okay. So I'll explain to the rest of the room what the issue is.
Yeah, please go.
And ahead, you can make their minds on it. Right. So the issue is going to be that there is going to be facts under the Christian worldview. Now, those facts either have an explanation or don't. Darth is saying all of them do have an explanation. Now, what's interesting is that what we could do is, let's just take a random fact, like fact A. Now, this fact is going to have an explanation, right, which is going to be B. And then that fact is going to have another explanation, C, D, and etc. We just go on down the chain. Now, what's going to happen is either we're going to reach an endpoint where there is no explanation, right, that chain is going to end, which is just to say, this is a brute fact that doesn't have an explanation, or there's going to be an infinite regress of explanations. And Darth has said that there is no infinite regress of explanations, right? So if that's true, the only other option is it's going to end at some point. At some point, there's not going to be an explanation.
Yeah, you're still not getting it. You're just repeating the same thing you said 4 times already. So thank you for the conversation.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, yeah. I think you're wrong about this, but this one.
I agree. It's totally wrong.
Yeah, well, this is the same old that you would do on Discord every time I would communicate with you. You're just not getting it. Okay?
Well, you keep repeating that, but I'm saying that there is a disagreement. I think you're the one not getting it.
I repeat it for emphasis. Okay, you're not getting it. You're unwilling.
Yep.
It's not the fact that you can't understand it. The problem is you're unwilling.
Right. Okay? Well, I just want to make it clear that like there's a disagreement there. I think you're wrong about this.
Don't you think it's significant that I pointed out to you that you jogged my memory of our previous conversations?
Why you attack the person? Okay, it doesn't matter if you can jog anybody's any person, right? It doesn't fucking matter. That makes it worse, right? That makes it worse. That means you cannot teach for fucking 10 or 20 years. You are a shit educator, and I'm saying this very fucking loosely because you are nowhere near an educator, right? You cannot even teach Christianity, you dumbass. That's sad.
And that this is the same kind of cognitive dissonance. Yeah, you're not getting this, okay? I'll try one more time, all right?
One more time. Repeating it one more time, it doesn't make any fucking difference. Retard.
I already explained to you that I wanted to end the interaction because this is the same dog and pony show, dog chasing its tail conversation every...
Yes, it's called circular argument, idiot. Right? Everything that you got is from the Bible. And the Bible is right because it says it on the Bible.
Every time I had with you on Discord, okay? See, when initially I didn't remember who you were, but now after having talked with you and listening to your reasoning process, I now remember our previous conversations. So you're wasting your time. Keep on going over this over and over again, okay?
Well, if you don't want to have a conversation, that's fine, man.
Yeah, we're done. Thank you.
All right. Okay. I'll mute.
Anyone want to come up? Sorry, perfect. Carry on.
No, I think we exhausted this.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, yeah, I'm agnostic on this one, dude. I'd like to see it both ways. I think you have a disagreement right now, yeah. So.
Right. Okay. This ends here, right? So to prove the point, I'm going to show you something that I did. Let me show you. Let me show you because it's fucking wicked. It's fucking wicked. Right, get this fucking retard out of my face. Right, which one? Video? Yeah, take this idiot out of the way. Where are we? Yes, this one. Right, so this is me here, and this is a video. I'll put the link in the description, right? But I'm very impressed on what this guy says about Darth Dawkins, right? And instead of me reading it, right, what I've done is copy the text and put it to the text to speech thing, made a video, right? So I put it on an MP4, right? So we're gonna play it now. I'm gonna put that MP3, and that is that. Yeah. So give me a second. Oh shit! You don't see? What a fucking stupid cat! Right. Sorry. Because I'm on the director side of my OBS studio. I apologize for this. So I took the video out and I put a text back on. Right, and this is the text I was referring to. Okay, so I am going to presentation area, main, this one, right? So now I'm going to switch media source, image. Take the image out. Right, okay. So now I'm going to transition to the text, right? To the text, but made a video, right? The voice, basically. Okay, and it's gonna be fun. Okay, so that's the text on the program on a website, right? Which I pasted it. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the real Darth Dawkins. Yeah, something that none of you know about me. I used to be a private investigator, right? And I managed to find out who Darth Dawkins is in real life. Okay, this guy Gary Mill, right? And this coward doesn't like to show his face, right? This ugly piece of shit, right? So instead, he chooses other people in real life, dead or alive, and that the text reflects it, to give some sort of a superiority, right? Because he's afraid, because he's bankrupt on this and that, whatever. And this piece of shit coward hides with an icon of real people. So let's see what this gentleman is saying. Let me see. Ooh. Give me a second, please. Area main. Right.
To answer Dave's question, the reality of the matter is that people listen to Darth for the entertainment value. It actually has nothing to do with his good arguments. Darth Dawkins is a monumentally massive malignant narcissist. You know, the same way the whole world tuned into Amber Heard. They discussed people, but they're too interested to turn away. Darth is a shock jock in his own right. That's it. Darth is a malignant narcissist, and the fact of the matter is, Darth treats everyone exactly the same. Even his fellow Christians. If Van Til came back from the grave to talk to Darth, he'd be whining in no time about how he was treated, how he was being impugned, and making excuses for why it's okay for him to become indignant. Darth Dawkins is a deliberate fraud who only cares about playing language games.
Right.
That's it. It is very clear when an atheist hits him with language that catches him off guard, he starts profusely stuttering. He immediately resorts to insults and kicking people if he has mods. Makes demands if he doesn't. Then just runs away when all else fails. He's incapable of maintaining relationships online, or off. He behaves so badly, which is why people spend time to expose him.
Me. I exposed him for Richard Rivelli. Sorry, Patrick Rivelli. My bad. My apologies, Patrick. Right? And the guy on the left-hand side, yeah, is a singer that went to the X Factor, right? And you see those two gentlemen, right? The dead and non-dead, right? Sort of looks like that prick at the top, right? Which is the real Darth Dawkins, the real fucking Gary Mill.
He will never show his face. Instead uses pictures of dead guys, and for some strange reason Taylor Hicks WTF?
What the fuck? Taylor Hicks. Yeah.
Darth is just a terrible, terrible human being. And for
No
the
shit.
few revolving friends he does have, well, they never last either, and I suspect it's for nothing more than affirming one's own convictions instead of being honest with themselves.
Right, and that
to answer Dave's question.
Oops.
The reality of the matter is that people listen to Darth for the entertainment value.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Right. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. For whoever has lasted this long, I appreciate it. For some fucking weird reason, I've got 222 subscribers. Right, 4 or 5 videos ago, I had 119, and now I've got 222. Okay, yeah. Fine. Some people like my bullshit, right? Some people like the way I rant against this idiot Darth Dawkins. So, I haven't got anything else. By the way, a disclaimer. I'm a lorry driver, and I drive a silly amount of time, right, from Monday to Friday. So I work for a fucking living, so I cannot do as many videos. I've got enough content to do 3 or 4 videos a day, this type of sort of videos, right? But I can't. So I have to choose the worst stupid thing about other people. In this case, it normally is Darth Dawkins. So if you want me to do something else, I will do it upon request if it's somebody different. I will target that person, right? But if it's not, I will carry on with Darth Dawkins, because Darth Dawkins is like shit with green flies. People like to see bullshit. Okay, so until the next time I do a video, thank you very much, and bye bye.